can party all night. It's the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night. It's the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew. It's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Ross moving, Lowe's, Rumble, Aldo, Nice is the uncle.
It's like, it's almost to the point where I need to start making some phone calls to goddamn start a class action lawsuit against them people at Apple. Shout out to my man Steve Jobs. Long live him. You know, I read about a couple books inspired by him, 2 to be exact. And I'm not sure what happened since my man checked out and went up top, but them boys got some goddamn funny business going on. And with that, this just brings me to my next point. How come every September when these bastards drop a new drop, phones start tripping, bruh? This is just ridiculous. And I know I'm not the first person to make observation of this, bruh. For about a week now, my alarm ain't been going off. Good thing I naturally just wake up. My phone ain't been ringing for about 2 weeks now. And now, this week, my shit is like glitching and it's just like not moving as fast and rapid as it should be. And it's so crazy because I start noticing this shit more over the week when I start forming this thought on goddamn Monday. And just with that being said, bruh, I think we all just need to start a BFW, best friend weekend goddamn list of people who all trying to get behind this and take them boys to the Supreme Court because this is madness.
I said, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo Nice.
It's your boy Raj Smooth.
Wow, it's your boy Los, aka CAP.
Hey man, listen. I'm so happy about this, right? I was thinking about they trying to take Trump and get him impeached, and they're talking about proceedings in the Supreme Court. I'm so happy that Rumble found a worthwhile usage for the Supreme Court on this podcast to be able to go ahead and take us there. But you know what I'm more happy about?
Actually,
I'm happy about one thing, Raj, just even more so than anything. That we do have the master on the podcast to be able to explain to us what's going on, man. So, Raj, this is right up your wheel, man.
I was actually thinking that I'm going to run Steve Nash on this one real quick. I tried to go Rumble right there.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if we was in a club and somebody that don't really ever run point,
yeah,
or that boy trying to Steve Nash, you know, I feel like he would say something like that. But anyway, I digress.
But he would use a cool young dude that we don't know, that we really
Rondo.
Yeah. No, he said somebody real young, like he Cole Anthony on him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
No, you sleep. That's a conversation for
another day. He trying to VO2 that thing.
We'll actually ask him.
Okay.
And then we'll put the results on the podcast.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Apple's been under scrutiny for what's called planned obsolescence, where they basically put out updates for for phones, earlier models to not work as well when the new updates come out. But I will say with the release of iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro came the release of iOS 13, which of course takes a little bit more space. So for the folks out there, and I don't know what type of phone Rumble has, but for the folks out there that have 16 gigabyte phones, it might not have enough on there for you to have that iOS 13. So turn your automatic updates off and then just roll with that iOS 12 point whatever you got.
Ooh.
Okay.
You feel like you learned a little something listening to the Best Friend Weekend right quick, huh?
Yeah, I definitely learned something. I was today years old when I learned it. Well, I kind of figured it out because my daughter, her iPhone just cut off. Like it just stopped working. So we're trying to get her a new one, and mine been tripping too. Well, I got the iPhone too, so.
I mean, I read a little bit about what Raj talking about, and it basically they're saying the culprit is the iOS. That that Apple really confirmed that they deliberately the planned obsolescence that you spoke about, Raj. They talk about they slow down the older iPhones to prevent them from shutting down because they have the older batteries, and if they got those new operating systems on the old phones, that the phones will shut down and they'll do all kind of other things. So they slow them down so they won't screw up and shut down and do other things like that. That's what they say. But is it like Raj just said, turn off your updates and you should be straight? I mean,
yeah, I mean, honestly, what Apple, and it's funny, you can call it what you will, but what Apple recommends is that you update your phone. So like when they say, oh, you're having trouble with your battery, update your phone, and it'll potentially fix those issues. But I think that if you have a phone that's fugazi, then maybe it's time to look into a newer phone, because you know what I'm saying? Like if you still got the 6, if you still got the 6, if you still got the 5, so maybe it's a little bit, maybe it's about time to look into the new one.
And even the new one don't have to be an 11 though, right?
No, it could be an 8. Like the 8s are still well supported. The 7s are still well supported. Like, but if you have anything less than a 7 at this point, then it's about time. Like, I mean, you can't really blame Apple for planning the obsolescence of your phone.
trying to deboard you, like it been 4-5 years now. Go on, get you a new one of these things, man.
My PlayStation 2 ain't working no more.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: if you still got that long charger, like the one that's like side by side long, it's time for a new phone.
That 60.
If you still got that rocking chair phone, the one that if you put on the back and it'll just kind of dance a little bit, and it's time for a new phone. You need a flat dad.
I need the flat dad.
Hey, question though. And I mean, and just to add to that, let me throw this one other thing. Working with computers a lot, I got 2 Macs, and like there's always like upgrade to this kind of Mac OS, and there's always like install updates. And a lot of people be like, install tonight, install later, and never do it. That's another thing you should install. Just like Apple tells you to do it on the phone, you should do the same thing with your computer. Whether that be a Mac or not, you should always install the updates because it has virus protection. It has all of those other things on it. So installing updates is usually a solid principle to do with any kind of device that you're working with, any kind of newer forms of technology. But Raj, you just brought up a really good point as far as when you get a new device, when should you get it? So personally, I'm on the S cycle of pretty much every other phone. So I got an XS. I didn't have an 8S. I had a 7S. So it's like pretty much, what is that, 2 years? Is it 2 years or is it 4 years? What is that?
Well, first of all, I don't know the time, but I would really, really appreciate it if the master is in the house, that you would call it a 10S.
I like calling it XS. Cutting. It reminds me, like they got a woman who I work with occasionally, and I got a Malcolm X hat, and she'll be like, "Yeah, he's wearing his 10 hat because he's a 10." And I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, stop.
And then you know what? That's how you sound to them. Just imagine how they sound to you. That's how you sound to them.
Apple people? That's how I sound to Apple people?
To Apple people. Because to me, whenever people say, yeah, I got the XS, I'm like, okay, oh, you going to have that lanyap.
That's what I mean. I got XS.
The iPhone lanyap.
I got XS. You're right, Cutting.
I got a lot. That iPhone Layman.
Yep, Cutting. I got that iPhone extended clip. You're right. So I don't know how much, but I'm on the S cycle of every other phone. So is that how it works, Raj? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like the 11 will come out, and then next year it'll be like the 11S, and then the year after that it'll be like the 12, and then it'll be the 12S. I think that's how it works. It's
somewhat. It's inconsistent because the last phone that we had we had the 8 come out, and then the 10 came out, and then the 10S came out, and then the 11 and the 11 Pro. So it's inconsistent.
Okay.
It's not necessarily always, but for a long time, yeah, it was 6S and then 7.
Yeah.
So 6, 6S, 7, 8. There was never a 7S.
Well, I do have a 7.
You know what
I thought I had a 7S, bro.
Nope. There's no such animal as a 7S.
Huh. Okay. So
it's just animal.
So so maybe I'm wrong. Well, I mean, I don't know. So there you go. So, but that in my head tells me that I usually get a phone about every 3 years. That seems about right for me. Like, what is it? What's the frequency for you, Los?
Whenever my phone I have stopped working good. That's all it is.
I'll be like
it's about time for me to get a new phone. My phone is starting to trip, so I got to buy 2 phones this year.
There you go.
You know what? Let me tell you. When I'm explaining phones to people, I look at phones like a laptop now. So like, we have a podcast, so it's very necessary for us to have a functioning laptop. But for people that aren't doing things like we do. If they don't have a podcast, or if they don't mix music, or if they, something that's necessary for to have a laptop, an iPhone is your laptop. You can do every single thing, and not even necessarily an iPhone, just a smartphone is your laptop. So when people complain about the price, my rebuttal is always, do you still keep a digital camera on you? All right, well, throw that into the price. Do you bring your laptop everywhere like you used to? Is it necessary for you to have an iPad? I know the kids probably have one, but do you know, because your screen's big enough to watch your YouTube videos? So it's the price of the phone, and this ain't training. This is legitimately how I feel. iPhones and the like have replaced a bunch of different devices. So throw the price into all of that and feel comfortable about spending money on a new device. Now, granted, I don't get phones. You ask those, but I don't get phones every year. I'm on the 10. I didn't get the 10S because the 10 is suitable. And mainly what I think the most important thing about my phone is my camera. And the 10 has a phenomenal camera. The 10S, of course, has a better camera. The 11 Pro has a better camera. But my camera is sufficient enough to where I don't think I'm going to need another phone until I'm on that low cycle where I don't. I'm going to get a phone when I need a new one.
When I got to have one. What's the most important thing for you, Los? He said, Raj, you said yours is camera. What's your most
camera?
important?
I needed to work fast, man. I need my phone, the speed. I needed to. When I hit that,
if that's the case,
it can't be.
That's why I said I didn't know. It just started with the tripping like that. It just started with the tripping like this. So I was like, it's time to go and get me a new one.
You got to, man. For me, it's memory. Yeah. I mean, once I start having those memory issues in my phone, like it's too much. I can't. That's my issue. I need a new phone. Like when it gets to that point where it's like, okay, now I got to delete stuff that I have. Like I literally want to have. Eventually, in about 10 years. I'm going to have a phone with like 6 terabytes on it. And it's just going to have everything that I've ever... Like you know how people back in the day, when they was like, oh man, if the house ever catches on fire, you want to grab your photo albums and run out? I just want to grab my phone. I just want to grab my phone. And anything I need is on my phone. Like, that's how I feel, though.
But so the thing is Apple currently makes a 512 gigabyte phone. So like if that's the case, buy yourself a brand new phone.
Oh no, I got a big nasty
512 gigabytes.
My XS got a lot of my XS. My 10S has a lot of has ample right now. So I mean, it was
what's
like
ample?
Either 128 or 128, I think.
No, it didn't come in 128.
So it was 256 or 64.
64, 256, or 512.
It was 256.
Okay, so that's a lot of storage space. Because I want to get you off of memory, because memory is
talking about. But anyway, you're talking about RAM and ROM, but
RAM. So
I meant storage space.
This podcast is brought to you by RAM Dome.
No, I definitely meant storage space. I mean, obviously, I'm talking about I want all of my pertinent files there. It's not about processor speed. It's about storage space. So. That kind of thing. Man, hey, look.
Get that 512 and it'll last you forever.
Eventually. And I want to add one more thing. I mean, I think Rumble said the most important thing to him was the alarm. But then he also said that he naturally just be waking up. Like, I mean... Explain
What's
that.
also funny about that is he said his phone didn't ring. And I was wondering if anybody was actually calling him.
Phone ring to that.
Phone didn't ring to that.
So, man, yeah, it's a whole bunch of things, Rumble, man. Good stuff as always, man. Let me let y'all know what burns my boot at this week. Okay, so, Los, you're going to find these kind of hit close to home a little bit more because, Raj, you don't live in the Houston area, so you don't know. We had, you know, but you didn't experience the big flooding we had last week. So, I made a point to say on social media that someone asked, why does Houston and New Orleans always flood like that? And I was like, well, New Orleans floods because it's below sea level. And Houston floods because, you know, Houston wants to be New Orleans so bad that they'll just do anything that Louisiana do. so those
retarded.
I can't love that anymore.
That's retarded.
They want to be from Louisiana so bad, so they flood.
Y'all want to flood? We can flood.
Yeah, they want to flood. We're going to flood too. So anyway, this shouldn't burn my boot, but it burns my boot. Marking yourself safe on Facebook during a storm. Los, what you think about that?
Hey, but listen though, that's one way to keep everybody from texting you, asking you have to answer the phone a bunch of times. You're busy, you be like, hey, I'm good. So you know people gonna go on Facebook or wherever on IG or whatever before they go call you or text you. So while they scrolling, they be like, oh, I ain't got to call out. He good. But
also, let me throw this in there. Do you actually like whenever it's happening? When it's happening, when you hear about something, do you say, "Oh damn, I wonder what happened when it Los straight"? Let me go look on Facebook to see if he checked in. Like I don't never say that. Los, I'll actually like shout out to you because I actually FaceTimed you.
Yeah, you did
during the flood. And I don't know if I ever seen you that worried. Like you literally looked like you was. I couldn't tell if
he had just put in a new flow. Boy, just put in new flows, man.
I'm spooked out.
I never seen Los, man. I might have to stay at school today.
Yeah, I was really mad more than anything. I was like, damn, I'm gonna be stuck here because our whole parking lot and everything flooded. Then my daughter, I ain't know, stayed with how she was doing. With I know where her school is. I know it floods over there because it's close to my house. So
well, you know what you need to do next time? Get your daughter Facebook. So she could check in, so she could let you know that she all right.
So she could, or a cell phone that rings.
Look, make sure when you get home, you put safe every time on Facebook. Every time. Your status.
So that kind of marking yourself safe ties into another thing that burns my booty. This is the same thing that burns my booty. And those people who go on Facebook and say, man, I hope all my Houston people is straight out there. And that's their status. So like both of those things bother me, like equally. Like you marking yourself safe, and the person going on there saying, "Man, Houston people, y'all good over there?" Both of them.
That ties big into the whole people that just try to give you the news. Like,
oh yeah,
Derrick Rose going off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
we
Saints up 21-3.
We follow all the same things.
We do. We actually follow all the same things.
Don't give me
Saint Teddy Bridgewater looking good this week. Like, I don't need you to post.
Who you said? Who you said? Los. Who you talking about?
Teddy! Teddy! Amped up, boy. I was geeked up.
Teddy!
Sunday. Teddy!
Anyway,
but like that post is something that's more like a Twitter post. You'll see those type of posts on Twitter.
No, but people do it on Facebook though, Los.
Yeah, I don't be on Facebook like this. I wouldn't know. I know on Twitter you get a lot of those posts, but I think Twitter is a place. It's more for that than it is Facebook.
Man, after the first drive of the game, oh man, y'all Saints ain't looking too good. What? Like every post, you can't continuously post that foolishness. So let me tie another thing into that. This is a separate thing that burns my booty in regards to the flooding. So I'm gonna call these people "Where's it flooding" ass niggas. Those people who be hitting people up, them insurance scammers who hit people up and be like, "Where's it flooding?" so they could go drive their car into the water. That burns my booty. Can you please, either one of y'all, explain to me how you come out on top driving your car into the water? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I don't
understand it as well.
You don't come out on top because you lose your whip. But let me tell you how you do come out on top. A hailstorm.
Oh, yeah, you get that little money and then go to somebody else for it, yeah.
What you mean?
That's how... Oh my goodness, you don't know. So
you can't drive to the hailstorm. You can't be like, oh, where's hell in that? Well, I guess you could.
Why not? Yes, you can, bro. Out here in Denver, it hails bad. Like bad to the point where it will fuck up your car and they will total it out, but your car is still drivable.
But don't you gotta buy it when they total your car? You have to buy it back. You gotta buy it back, though, right? Yeah. But I don't understand how if they total my car out and say you're not through paying for it, like, and the cars depreciate, so I don't understand how you get money. Say that and I don't know if your insurance is gonna buy you a new car. You got what insurance is that? It's just, I'm gonna get you a new whip. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, a better whip. Like in my head, I feel like maybe if you pay for it, then they can, like, it's paid off. then they'll give you money for your car.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll give you a little bit more than you would get for trading it in or selling it to somebody. And maybe in my head, that's the only possible way you come out ahead. But I saw people like with new cars and leased cars talking about they're gonna go flood their car. Like I'm like, how? Why?
They're just talking to sound cool. I believe. I think that's cool.
You think that's what it is?
But I feel like even cause I think the insurance they give you the blue book value. I don't, when you take it to dealership, they gonna sell it back to try to make some money. So insurance give you the blue book value, whatever the actual value of your car. I know that. The dealership, they trying to buy it and sell it back, so they're trying to make some money. Just
from a general perspective, I wouldn't want to drive a car that I'm making payments on into that water. You know what I'm saying? Like
big fact.
That's why I brought up the hail thing because my car could be paid off and I could get and it's still gonna be it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be full of hail damage, but it's not gonna be. It's still gonna work. This bitch gonna have cellulite. That's the best thing I've heard in my life. That's funny, dog. Los, I'm taking that with me. When I see a nigga with a hail damaged car, because what's crazy? They actually sell, the car dealerships out here sell hail damaged vehicles, and they sell them for a much cheaper price. When I see somebody walk off the showroom floor with a hail damaged car, I'm telling them about that cellulite. I like that
cellulite, daddy.
Y'all are ridiculous, man. Listen. I added this one to what burns my boot like right before we went on air because I saw it on another Facebook thing. Facebook burns my boot. As much as I love Facebook burns my boot. But this is another thing. Serious offers only from clowns burns my boot. Okay, like
about clown shit. It be clown shit they selling too.
What? What? Serious? What is
like that recliner,
Thomas?
Don't do it. We're not even gonna do it. We're gonna keep rolling. We're not gonna allow Roger.
Who sold the recliner?
Thomas.
But no, it's a dude I saw this week was selling. He had 2 tickets for the Saints, and he wrote what he was at against the Cowboys, lower bowl, this, that, and the third. Then he was like, serious offers only. Inbox me, and I was like, what? Like, what does that even mean, right? Like, if I hit him in his inbox and was like, I give you 50 for both of them, is he gonna be like, oh boy, that ain't serious?
That's not a serious offer.
So what did he lose? What did he lose by me telling him that in his inbox, Los?
He lost time. He had to respond or look at it. And it took up memory in his phone.
But Los, you hit it right on the head that he did lose time. Okay. But the thing is that I think from the perspective of us three, we can't understand why you wouldn't want some joking offers as well.
What?
Like, I want you to clown, or you can go sit up there with them weak ass cowboy. I want you to make some jokes about it too. Stupid, I'll pay you. I'll actually let you give me money to go to the game.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I want some interaction about it? Like, why I gotta be so serious? And I feel like when I see serious inquiries only or serious offers only, like that shit turns me off to the point that I'm gonna look for somebody else.
Yeah, like what you.
And I think too, they want you to overpay. I feel like they want you like, hey,
that might have something to do with it.
If I'm asking $400 for, if I paid for, I want $4 from you. No, that's not how this works. Mm-hmm. You selling them tickets, man. You got to come down some. Dog.
It do seem like. Los, I wholeheartedly agree with it that it does seem like that person that would put serious inquiries only is someone that's asking too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like for serious inquiries only should mean to me what it should mean is that you seriously gonna give me the money whatever you say. Like you can offer me 50, but don't offer me 50 if you ain't about to pay 50. Like, you know what I mean?
Right now.
Like whatever it is, it means don't give me some clown offer like you're not really gonna pay me what you say. And if that's what it means, okay. But I still don't like the verbiage. And I would have probably said, and I ain't clowning either, cause like if you're gonna offer me something, like I'm really trying to get them things off. I know that's a lot longer to say.
So have money ready. Put have money ready, man.
Right? Yeah.
Fingers on your cash app.
Those people, they burn my boot because that is just, it like you said, it turns the whole situation into, come on, man, like who are you? Serious inquiries only. Who are you, dog? Like, who are you? Like, stop it. That's not, shut up. Like, you're selling things on Facebook. Anyway, another thing that burns my boot this week, I got a bunch, man. It's been a burnt boot. Like, I feel like Those of y'all who don't know, I might go back one of these days and take all these things that burn my Buddha and just stick them one after the other and make a comedy special called Burns My Buddha. It's going to be right after Rumble. That brings me to my next point. We're going to drop them both as a double disc comedy CD where we just say things that we observe in the world, because I guess that's how comedy works. But the next thing that burns my Buddha is group texts that turn into one-on-one conversations.
Oh.
I'm just gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know. I was walking through the hallway at work today, and I said to myself, Aldo, write these things down, because there's some things that burn my Buddha too, but I don't ever write it down. But definitely, that's something that I should have wrote down. Yes, indeed. When it turns into I mean, I don't even understand. Like, and to be honest with you, I'm actually I'm a part of that sometimes. Like, I've had a conversation with someone in a group text, and I think to myself, damn, I probably shouldn't be doing this to the 10 other people in this group. But I'm also lazy. I'm too lazy to start a new conversation in another group. Like, hey, let's take this out of here so we don't bother them. No, we just gonna continue.
Like, there should be
my people do that all the time.
There should be a percentage, Los. Think about that. There should be a percentage, and I'm just gonna float this out here. Both of y'all agree or disagree? I'm working through this in real time. There should be a percentage. Like, if it's 2 people in the group and both people are interacting, then that's great. Hopefully both of you are interacting. If it's 3 people and 2 of you are talking, that's 2/3 of the group, which is 66%, which I think is okay. Like, 2 of you can be talking in a group of 3. If it's 4 people and 2 people are going back and forth in a long conversation, it's 50%. And I think once it hits 50%, you should have it as a one-on-one. Let's say it's 5 people. Yes. And 2 people are talking, that's not enough. But if 3 people are talking out of the 5, that's 60%. I think that it's okay for the group chat.
But it can't be too long, though, right? If it's just 3 people talking out of that group, you can't have an hour-long text line.
I don't know. Sometimes
3 people out of 5 or 6.
You're right. You're right. But I mean, it's more acceptable because like 3 out of 6, I would say take it somewhere else. 4 out of 7, I'd be like, man, that's 4 people in the group. Like, if it's 10 people in the group and 3 are conversing that and having a big long talk. Once again, think about these numbers I'm saying. But once it gets over 50, like 6 out of the 10 people in a 10-person group are talking, that is, in essence, what a group chat is supposed to be. So I'm just gonna go ahead on and say above 50%. That's what I'm going with.
What I want to say this. I always got one kind of like off the wall burns my Buddha. And what burns my Buddha is that one Android person that makes the shit green. I want to say shout out to the group chat BFWWV3 for being a great group chat.
V2 was like because that too.
Everybody got iPhones, so it's always blue. You can send GIFs. I'm calling them GIFs. You can call them GIFs. You can send GIFs. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can do everything that you can do on an iPhone with iMessage, and it's phenomenal. And when boys post something, somebody chime in, and I think that other people in the group say, "Oh, he chimed in first, so I'm not gonna have to." We got a great thing.
It's diverse. It's diverse, and it's a diverse group of people in that BFW V3. Ask about it. ask about it. Our group chat. Don't be the one who's turning into that one-on-one. Man, okay, I got 2 other things that burn my Buddha. Los, this one is, you peeped this one, and I told you I was going to talk about this one on the podcast. Public music listeners burn my Buddha. So we was out with Los people, man. Shout out. This podcast is brought to you by Eddie K. Eddie Light Eyes. That boy, Eddie Light Eyes was sitting there watching the Saints with us on Sunday. That boy had the ground pods in his ear, not to be confused with the AirPods. That boy had the ground daddies in his ear because they had to be grounded to the phone, and that man was listening to something the whole game. Like,
I'm talking about bumping too, though.
Oh man, public music listeners burn my Buddha.
Like without headphones?
No, I'm saying with the ground pods. That's the connected there to AirPods.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no, I feel you on the ground pods. That's hilarious. I don't like when people ride in my car and they put their headphones on. Like, no, I need to be
Shout
able
out
to
this podcast brought to you by Timmons Means.
I don't want you in my passenger seat with headphones on.
At all.
I don't like that.
Watching
This
the
podcast
iPad.
is brought to you by Meerkat. Meerkat do shit like that, bro.
The funny part is Eddie was in there. He was actually like bobbing his head in that thing, like on it. Like while the game on, we talking, going back and forth, jumping around, hopping around. He just sitting there. But he be on another planet too sometimes. So.
I mean,
shout out Eddie.
You remember in college, Los, I know you went to HBCU, so I know that I saw a little post recently, and you know how black people always, I'm not even gonna say black people, I'm not even gonna do us like this, but they had a post that was like the different type of guys and the different type of girls, like, and it was like, oh, this is the Mr. So-and-so. I know you saw those posts, Los, and it was like, oh, he do this on the low, he always asking this, and it was like pictures of different men and had these characteristics on it. And then,
oh no, I didn't see
okay,
that.
so they was reposting it everywhere, like which type of guy is each person, and they was commenting, and it was like a little thing last week. So I saw like an HBCU equivalent one where it was like, oh, this is the athlete, and this is the star athlete, and this is the frat guy, and this is the so and so, and it had a whole bunch of different people, and it had their little characteristics. So it was a little knockoff of that, but it was kind of funny. And the one that they didn't have, they had Campus Rapper. But I thought it was funny because I always thought that there was always a headphone guy at HBCUs. I don't know if there was a headphone guy at PWIs, but Los.
I think it was. It probably was.
Tell me about what is the headphone guy to you, Los?
I think the headphone guy at our school, he was the dude. You don't know what he got a backpack full of some of everything. You know what I'm saying? He might have homework. He got the test for the other class. A couple dime bags of weed, some already rolled up blunts. He know what a drink is. He know what a he got some flyers. He handing out flyers. You know what I'm saying? He got everything in his backpack, dog. He can get you one of the rooms at the school.
Absolutely.
He got everything in the backpack, dog. That was the headphone guy at my school. He had headphones in, listening to music, and a backpack full of CDs, movies. He had everything in that backpack.
And when we was in school,
that was our little dude.
Like maybe he had some studio headphones, like he was about to go in the studio to like the precursor to Beats with a cord, or maybe he just had some regular Walkman Daddy headphones, because literally,
that guy had the Walkman Daddy.
Yeah, my guy. Did we even have iPods when we were? I mean, like when we were freshmen? I don't think so.
No, you didn't.
I don't think so.
No, but we were still CD players.
Somebody had MP3 players. I remember MP3 players became a thing fairly soon into college. That people
Beats by Dre. I'm gonna say this. Beats by Dre. This podcast is brought to you by Jared Mitchell. This Beats by Dre didn't come out until after he got to college.
Okay.
So because I remember he got the first set. And I got the second set. Mm-hmm. Like it was because I saw him. I'm like, damn, that's the Beats. You know, when Beats first came out, it was like it was almost like an untouchable item. Mm-hmm. It was almost like a Cuban chain with
he got them things as like a LSU gift type thing.
Some shit like that.
Like at a bowl game or something that they was giving them or something.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So like like that's what it was. And so regular people didn't have Beats. Mm-hmm. Beats whenever we was on campus and whenever y'all boys for sure was on campus, we had them foam circle daddies.
Foam circle daddies, okay.
Yeah.
That was as good as it got.
And then the guy who always listened to him, he ain't had no foam on his. He didn't have no foam no more.
What's wrong with him?
His phone was gone.
I remember you remember the little daddies we had with his kids with the Walkmans that had the little foam on the ear that used to peel off?
Yeah, that was it.
Boy,
you mess around, lose one of them, you have metal on your ear, boy.
Straight plastic to ear action, dog. That's funny, dog. Yeah, I remember those.
Whenever we was freshmen, for sure we had CDs. So I think I still had a Walkman for sure, like a Discman.
I just don't remember walking around bumping it.
Nah, I didn't. I only did that when it's game day.
I remember being ready to rap, like, cause campus rapping. That's what I was doing. I remember sitting in a room, like, listening to a beat over and over, and on like, definitely on like my little CD player, but also like with my headphones on like a little walk, like, but not walking around listening to music. That just never was my thing. So I guess that's the natural, like the natural evolution of the person who walks around listening to music on campus is those people like you just said, like Meerkat them, who sit down with them headphones, and potentially Eddie was that guy in college who had them headphones on at all times. So it's just a little bit different.
Eddie probably was the guy in college who had everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. He does strike me as the cat who would have had everything.
Eddie still has everything like that. He does. Eddie call you right now until you got 4-5 tires for sale for your car. Somebody at the barbershop, you gonna get him. You want him? He out the blue. He right now.
Man. Hey man, one more thing. The last thing that burned my boot at this week is I'm just gonna call them where y'all going after ass niggas. Oh, turn up boys, man. Listen, sometimes we just like to go places and sit down and watch the game. Or like just go, like, are we at a bar and we having a drink and we watch the game? Why does it always have to be where y'all going after? Cause what's the move?
It don't have to be something.
What's the move?
Home.
Home. What's the move, boys? Burn my boy.
Let me ask you a question though. Let me counteract that question.
I'm listening.
Back in the G, whenever we was chilling and we got the turn up girls that was saying, what y'all doing after? Then what?
Hey man, did I at any point say anything about a girl in what burned my boot?
I'm just making sure it's not. I'm just making sure that this is very, very gender based.
Oh, you trying to post game? Oh, y'all trying to post game? Oh,
you trying to pose? Okay,
I figured that's a thing.
Crib.
I did not even. I am totally puzzled. Oh man, listen. Let me. Well, I had an observation. I just want to say this. And I'm asking y'all a question before I get into the real meat of the podcast, which we way down the line now. But this is an observation I just had. So when you shoot the ball in the trash can, think about it. Don't say it. Just think right now. You got it. You got a piece of paper. You balled it up. You cross over a little jab step. Usually a little jab step. Sometimes you hit them with the euro or something. Boom, boom. But normally it's a jumper. Fade away. Boom. Let it go. What name come out your mouth? Don't say it. Think about it. Picture yourself doing it. Those of you who out there listening, picture yourself doing it. What name do you say? And I really only think there's one name that's for me, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, Lois, what do you say?
It depends on what move. If I do the euro,
oh, nah, it don't. It shouldn't depend. But go ahead.
I'm saying if I do the euro and lay it up, I'm Westbrook.
Okay.
If I shoot the fadeaway, I'm Jordan.
Okay, Jordan. That's what you say. Okay, cool. Raj.
So I'm gonna say this most of the time I don't make it.
Okay.
So, but when I do make it, or when I do the euro and any move when I do it, I'm nice. Like when I really like put some effort into it, it's always. Don't do them like that smooth.
Oh, you
I'm
yourself?
always calling myself.
Wow, y'all are ridiculous. Two individuals. I thought it was a common world phenomenon that this player was never my favorite player. But anytime I shoot the ball in the trash can, it's always Kobe. It's always Kobe.
No, that is. That definitely that's the truth.
Jordan.
You speaking facts.
Jordan.
So I said this in front of a group of teachers the other day because I shot in the trash can and I said Kobe. And it was like, the kids don't say Kobe anymore. I was like, no. And it was like, yeah, they don't say Kobe. I was like, who do they say? She's like, well, one of the ladies was like, oh, my kids say LeBron. And then the other one was like, my kids say Steph. I was like, wow. They say Steph and LeBron when they shoot the ball in the trash can. The paper in the trash can.
When you exaggeratingly shoot the ball into the trash can and say Kobe, it is a fadeaway that is out of this world, right?
Kobe.
But to be able to say Steph, you got to shoot that thing from the building over. Like if we're gonna be exaggerating Steph, you can't just shoot it in and fade away and say Steph children. Like you need to be in the next building if you're gonna say
dude
Steph.
Perfect, huh?
you gotta go to the high school and shoot that thing to elementary school.
You gotta go up to the what you call those things, the ceiling tiles, and take one out over the trash can and one out over the desk. Throw that thing into the ceiling.
Shoot that thing through there.
And it gotta come back through the Steph. Steph don't even sound cool to say when you shoot it.
Nah.
It's Curry.
Steph. I like Steph. I like that one.
Curry.
It
Curry's.
Steph sounds so fire to me, but it just has to be a very far shot. So it can't be with a piece of paper. You know?
Gotta shoot her.
It's got to be with a hard, like a banana peel or something. You know, like something. It's got to be something hard.
A juice box. You gotta get your juice box and shoot the juice box.
That has not been drinking yet.
Yeah, your milk.
I hate both.
You gotta throw your whole milk in
and
there.
you shoot that thing from down the hall, like in the cafeteria.
Yeah, from the gym to the cafeteria.
Hey man, y'all ain't wrong when you're right, man. Look, I don't know why these things are on my mind, man. It was one other thing. I'm just gonna ask this, and I know I'm on a tangent. I know we got a real story to talk about, but okay. I was listening to a Chopped and Screwed album the other day, and in my mind, it was the best Chopped and Screwed album ever. So I did some researching to find what other people say. Some of them that they say are the best Chopped and Screwed albums ever. When it comes to your mind, what do you think is the best album that was ever chopped and screwed?
DJ Screw, June 27th.
Okay, that's what you got. Okay, sure. Classic. You're supposed to go with that. Raj.
And them fuck actions, too.
Los, you only had one. You only had one, Los.
I got asthma, man. My bad. I got asthma.
You just killed Raj. You killed him. I know you killed him. I know you
smashed me. Oh. Yeah, I was waiting for my moment. I was waiting patiently. And Los wanted to give mine.
I didn't know you was on them, though. You ain't from, you wasn't around here like that.
Well, fuck action. Freshman year of college, we was on them things. Heavy.
Yeah, no, I just think that the person that went with all of the fuck actions was like next level. Cause like it was cool, you know, like you screw rap music, you know, like, or you screw Lil Flip or DJ Screw, you know, like you screw all of that. But like then somebody came with like that Usher.
That was like Michael Watts, right?
Yeah.
That was Michael. I mean, that's why Michael Watts is Michael Watts. I'm pretty sure like Swisher House and the Fuck Action album CDs was Swisher House. Pretty sure about that.
Yeah, no, they were.
Okay.
Swish your house. Yeah, that was. And so like, nah, yeah, it's nothing like it was. It was next level at that point in time.
Let me hear you swish your house again.
Hear,
Can I hear you swish your house again?
Say it again, please.
Swish your house. You know it's impossible to sound bad when you're in slow motion. Yeah, a nigga can't sing, and you put him in slow motion, he can sing.
Right, that is hilarious. Okay, so some other albums that came up where it was like the Carter 2, So Far Gone, Space Age Forever, Mississippi the album, that David Banner, Most Known Unknown, 3-6 Mafia, and The Sound of Revenge, Chameleonaire. These all came up, but for me, like honestly, all of those like were formative. Like I was actually a big fan of 400 Degrees Chopped and Screwed too. Like I remember getting that around, I don't know, like 99, 2000, or whatever it was. And that was big. But for me, it was Urban Legend, Chopped and Screwed by Paul Wall. I'm not sorry, Urban Legend. Is that what it's called? Urban Legend? Yeah. Man, Paul Wall, you know what I mean? With the T.I.
Baby.
That T.I. Chopped and Screwed. Like, I can't hear those last 3-4 songs like Stand Up. I can't hear them songs regular speed. I can only hear them like that song with Daz Dillinger. I know you sucker niggas wish that you would my life. Man, that was for me. Okay, I'm just saying. I wanted to know.
I feel like you went very, very song-esque, and I didn't. So Fuck Action is my favorite. All of them. But my favorite Chopped and Screwed song of all time, no matter what, it'll never change, is Candy on Chrome. And I like Candy on Chrome, Chopped and Screwed way
Who made that song?
Better. Big T.
Big T in the house tonight.
In the house tonight. La da 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 da. That one is also a great Chopped and Screwed song.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely an era. It was definitely a time. Shit, what was Still Tipping is crazy as Chopped and Screwed, honestly. Like anything from that 01 to 05 range, yeah, man, you had some of the best Chopped and Screwed music. Yeah. Anything that came out then, they was possible. And that coincided with the South having some of the hottest albums. So it was already slow, loud, and banging. And then you chopped it and screwed it some more. Yeah, man. Like Zero had some in there too, man. Yeah, it was. Yeah, chop it, screw
I feel
it.
like that was the birth, and I don't know a lot about like the history of like Houston, but I feel like that was the birth of like Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real. I'm talking about like Houston the way it is now, slowed down. You know, like those kind of like swing out beats, but like real slow. I feel like that all happened in our lifetime. It wasn't like on no Earth, Wind, and Fire shit back in the 70s. You know?
No, it wasn't that far back.
Like I feel like Houston was born.
So Houston,
in our lifetime,
Houston's two artists that you would, if you look at the Houston like hip hop scene and whatever else, you would probably go back to Orange Juice Jones. You know, I saw you and him standing in the rain.
In the rain.
Yeah,
walking in the
rain. I'm sorry, I thought you were
holding hands, and I.
Yeah,
I forgot.
See,
the part.
I followed you the other day. Yeah. I almost pulled out the blammy and flat back all of you. Yeah, okay. So that was like the first one, and then it would be Ghetto Boys. And I mean, you know, but like when it was Ghetto Boys and then UGK, but that's not necessarily Houston. But I mean, honestly, you're right. Like around our senior year in high school, and junior for me and Los definitely around that time, 99, 90. It was like the little Flips of the world, and and the Big T and the Botany Boys.
Big Pokey, Fat Pat.
Yeah, and Lil Mario and ESG and you know,
I think they were
Lil
jumping out here
Kiki
before then though.
That was happening when we were old enough to know that was happening. You know what I mean? Like, so absolutely. So that
did you
progress to it?
Al, did you hear Screw before you came to Houston?
Absolutely.
I mean, before you got to college?
Absolutely.
Of course. Before you got to we didn't have Screw and Make It Tree for you till I got out here. I was like, what is that?
So
wow.
So okay, so I think that this is something we've talked about in the pod before, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But I think when we grew up in New Iberia, we always kind of, as really young, we aspired like New Orleans stuff was live. Like Master P and Cash Money used to come to New Iberia in Lafayette and do concerts when they were just getting whatever. And then sometime around, I would say 96, 97, we started wanting to, like, Houston was the city that people from where we from used to be like, Houston is live. So I'm thinking maybe Shreveport, Dallas was live. I mean,
everybody thought Dallas was the shit.
So Houston was live when we was 97, 98. So we knew all that. Yeah,
no, Houston was it. Like Houston was a bigger version of New Orleans. New Orleans was cool, but it was right there. It was home. It was like, let's find something else. Kind of like what we talked about on the D Spence episode, where it was like the grass is greener. So we were looking for something different. New Orleans was cool. I'm with it. I'm with Wayne. I'm with Baby. I'm with Manny Fresh. I'm with all them boys. But man, this Houston stuff, this chopped and screwed, this banging on the bleachers, making beats like freestyling. I feel like that's where freestyling really started. You know, like
and I come through. Yeah, but I in Shreveport when I came to school, school wasn't out like that. When I got like my freshman year, like towards the spring, like maybe after like 2001, that spring 2001, then I came home. I was on that school. Everybody was like, "Hey man, you got that? You know, hey, bring this school, bring this school, bring this, you know." So it was late getting up there.
That's kind of crazy, Los, because I was on that shit in middle school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was on like screwed up music like in middle school. Like I was on the Houston stuff when I was young, and that's crazy. I mean, that's, you know, I get it. Like I always tell people will ask me, where you from? You know, I'm out here and they ask me, where you from? And I say, I'm from Louisiana. Oh yeah, Monroe, Shreveport. And I'm like, man, that's a whole different place. Like that's a completely different, it's almost a different state. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all boys on Dallas, and down there we was on Houston. So I get it why it got to you late.
And people from New Orleans was on New Orleans because they be on themselves. That's crazy. Before I say a couple of those stories that I want to talk to, man, let's pay some bills this week, man. So 5 young Xavier alumni have come together to create the Black Coffee Company, man. Y'all visit theblackcoffeecompany.com to check out their art, apparel, and definitely their coffee. With 5 unique blends of Colombian, Brazilian, Ethiopian, and Peruvian coffees, these brothers are giving you some of the best Java from around the globe, and some food for thought as well. These fellas aren't only distributing quality coffee, they preach the major tenets of entrepreneurship, financial freedom, and community empowerment. The whole movement is dope, but don't take my word for it. Visit theblackcoffeecompany.com and see what all the fuss is about. The Black Coffee Company, coffee for the culture.
If you really sleepy and you want a nice little pep, get you some black coffee and you get your rep. I'm talking coffee in the morning made by Negroes. I'm talking about coffee made by Negroes. Black coffee.
That's how you feel, Lo. Hey, man, look, that is not the official theme of Black Coffee, even though that's what Los seems to think it is, man. Hey, it is what it is. Hey, listen, we talk about black things, so let's talk about some other black things, man. BET Plus has thrown their hat into the streaming game. It is a new streaming service backed by Tyler Perry, and it actually dropped last week on the 19th, last Thursday. It costs $9.99 a month. And it's BET Plus. What are your thoughts on BET Plus, Raj? I know you have great thoughts about BET Plus streaming service.
So I think I'm super duper off streaming services, all of them, every single one of them. I can't continue to pay $9.99 to everybody. You know, so what I actually took a look into BET Plus, and one of the featured shows is the Bobby Brown story. So that came out about a year ago, and BET had an app where basically if you had BET in your cable package, you know, or if you paid for it, or I guess if you had BET Plus, you can watch it. Mm-hmm. But if they go the route of you can't watch the Bobby Brown story, you can't watch
you can watch it if you got
Surviving
cable.
Beyonce.
Oh, maybe
I
not.
was just about to say.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, because basically ESPN Plus has ESPN.com where I can go on and watch some extra games. But if I want to watch this specific game, I got to get ESPN Plus. Or if I want to watch this specific, you know what I'm saying? So like if they start to do that,
well, live sports is a little different. You know,
content.
live sports is a little different, but
it's not, because like what's another one that I don't like is DC Universe. So I'm super big into the comic book, shows and movies. And now if I want to watch something that's anything DC related, I got to go pay $7.99 to DC Universe to watch that. Like,
so in comparison to other things, do you think BET Plus is worse, better, or on par?
So BET Plus only, I mean, in it probably unpopular opinion about BET, but only caters to one demographic. And so, no, I think it's worse. I hope it works out. You know, I want to support it, but I hope I'm not getting it.
Los, what you think about BET Plus?
Hey, I already downloaded it. It's black entertainment television, boy. I don't care if it's $9.99. When they come out with the gold, I'm getting the gold. When they come out with the platinum, I'm getting the platinum. It's BET, Black Entertainment Television. I ain't gonna watch it, but I'm giving my $9.99 every month. I'm supporting my people. You know what I'm saying? Power to the people. I got my fist up right now with my black beret on.
As the only person who got Tidal as their streaming service, I support black business, man. That's all I gotta say about
point blank. And I'm gonna watch it while I'm eating a Popeye chicken sandwich.
Let me tell y'all what's on BET Plus. This might change your opinion, Raj. This thing got Tyler Perry movies, okay, whatever. It also got like the BET sister network movies. I mean shows like Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, T.I. and Tiny, Soul Man. So they got all of that. They also got Real Husbands of Hollywood, New Edition. The New Edition thing. They got The Quad. They got old College Hill episodes, old Comic View episodes. Hell Day, Single Ladies, Meet the Browns, Baldwin Hills, and every one of the old BET Awards shows. You know what I mean? One other thing that they have, the plot thickens. They have the exclusive home for Martin. All Martin episodes.
Tell me, that ain't working.
So what y'all thinking about BET Plus? I just threw some things out there. I mean, the reason I'm interested in the Martin thing is, you know, Netflix had that bidding war with a couple of different streaming services over Friends, and Netflix paid $100 million to get the rights to Friends, and this was like in December, and everyone was saying, "Oh man, look, they might have made a great move because." You know, everybody wanted Friends because it's just such a, like, people just rewatch it in syndication because it's such a great show. Mm. The boys got Martin, though.
If they get in living color, they corner the market, boy. All these in living color now. If they get in living color, they selling mid. You know they smelling, yeah. They got it.
Yeah, I think Fresh Prince would set it off for me. Like whoever drops the streaming service with the Fresh Prince, And the other one that you kind of had me at, and I guess maybe, I don't know
Comic
if it resonates with
View.
y'all boys as much as it do with me, is Comic View.
Yeah.
They got the old Comic View episodes. Okay, like you might have me.
Comic
I forgot
View
that
on
BET was like
coming at you 6 nights a week. Get your laugh on. Hey, when you want to get your laugh on, get your laugh on, baby. You don't remember?
I would just love to watch it with Red Fox just hanging out that the little ball.
Oh,
nigga got a whole ball set up on stage.
They did.
Now, if they get BT at the dark on there,
BET Uncut.
Yeah, uncut. Yeah, BT uncut. They get uncut on there. My bad. If you get uncut on there, it's a problem.
Okay, so now we talking. If they had like BET, Midnight Love, and Quiet Storm, Video Soul, like all the old music videos.
What?
Now that'll be some shit. I might pay $9.99. I might
some
not
of
pay
them basement
$9.99.
episodes. I'm paying $9.99. I already paid. I paid up for the year already.
No, I mean literally. If I could go in there and be like, man, let me watch that LL Cool J I Need Love video right now. Let me go watch that. I mean, I guess you could go watch it all on YouTube. So I guess that's a thing.
There you go, having a go wrenching.
But it's still. I mean, I feel like there was a lot of like Breakfast Club-esque interviews on BET before the Breakfast Club was even thought of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like where people was very candid and like they
Video Soul.
that
They
kind
used
of
to be
stuff would
sitting on
cool.
like Video Soul,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Like with
That
Donnie
was-
Simpson,
like
would
all
be
of that.
interviewing people. So yeah, that might be pretty dope to pull out some of those things that we just kind of forgot about, but have them all in one place where it was like, okay, 1997, 1984. Like I would love to watch some of that. That'd be great.
You know what's something you're saying that, and they already that idea has already been put forth. WWE has a network, has a streaming service where you could go and watch every single thing.
So
every single Raw, every single SmackDown, every single SummerSlam.
So why I got a
that.
password? I got one from Blake. Shout out, this podcast brought to you by Blake Vito. He shot me a password a couple years back. So yeah, I can watch all of the pay-per-views from back. I'm like, let me watch Halloween Havoc 1991. Ric Flair against. I just be sitting in the house watching the old wrestling. I don't watch the new wrestling like that, but the old wrestling, I'm for it. I'm lying. I watch the new wrestling too, man. Like, just not every week. I'm just not an avid watcher, but I watch the new wrestling too. Man, look, this is a big story that I just really feel like we need to at least chime in on, because this story has really been, it's something that's on social media and it's something that's in the public, and I think we should give it some time, right? So 3 teenagers were shot and killed in Conyers, Georgia. That's a suburb, southeast Atlanta suburb. And basically, last Monday morning at around 4 a.m., 2 16-year-olds and 1 15-year-old approached 3 guys in the front yard and tried to rob them at gunpoint. They said that the robbers had masks on their face, and they shot 5 shots at the crib. So I'm kind of confused on who they were robbing, but they were robbing somebody in the front yard, and they shot at the crib. One of the people who they were robbing, evidently, was the homeowner. And he came back with an AR-15. Dude had a sign on his property that said, trespassers will be shot. And he killed all 3 of them. Like, they said that they had some people on the news talking about it. The ambulance, the cops came immediately and said it took the ambulance a little while, but all 3 of the boys died. 2 of them died on the way to the hospital. 1 of them died in the yard. So the 3 men, obviously, they won't be getting the Trayvon Martin treatment. R.I.P. to Isaiah Reed, Jaime Hernandez, and Brandon Gresham. You know what I'm saying? It's always tough to see young black men, especially young boys, getting killed like that. But social media had, let's just say, mixed reactions. A lot of people were saying it was overkill, and the community gathered to release balloons and remember the 3 teens. It was at least 300 people out there, and they were calling for healing and accountability. And it was like a lot of things were just kind of like a lot of different emotion about it. One of the neighbors actually went on TV. His name was Chico Chapman, and he's actually like he was really kind of like talking about. It was really interesting to hear. It's about an 8-minute interview, so look it up. And he's just telling you what happened and how one of the kids died in his front yard and how he was over there trying to help him and calling the police and everything. And but he was really just kind of, he wasn't painting them as terrible people, but he wasn't painting the dude who shot him as terrible people either. He was just like, look, dude had his mama in the house. He was overprotective of his mama. Somebody shot at his house, so he murdered him. I mean, like he was like, I heard pop, 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 and then I heard doom, 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 doom. Like, and he was like, I knew it was that AR, so I knew who it was because I know dude. He was like, dude, the truck driver. And the crazy thing is, when he did that interview, people online thought Chico Chapman was the dude who killed him because they had put pictures of him. He's an older black guy, like next to the guys who got killed. Let me tell you what's even crazy twist. Chico Chapman's 16-year-old son goes to the same school as the 3 boys who got killed, and everybody at the school like think his daddy the one who killed him. Like that, it's just a wild situation all around. But I'm asking you guys these 2 things. What are your thoughts in general on that overkill, how the community is like doing it, and just kind of the situation as a whole? Because I got thoughts, and I mean I gave y'all a lot of just kind of backstory. But what are your thoughts, Raj? I'll start with you. What are your general thoughts on this?
So I'm gonna bring up a story. Me and this podcast is brought to you by Graham Star. Me and Graham Star was riding down the road one day. We was in the hood, and they had a dude that had a young kid. I'm gonna say he probably was about 15, 16. Had a big ass gun. And he was riding on his bike, and he pointed the gun at the truck. And he didn't do nothing. You know, like me and Graham Star just kind of like ducked a little bit. You know, like turned off. But if he would have shot, and if I had that tool on me, and I had the opportunity to prove to this dude that I was better at guns than him, then I probably would have laid him down. So all I'm saying is homeboy, like, you know, the boy shot first.
Wow.
You know, like I get it. Like you're out in the yard, and I think even if they didn't shoot first, I maybe would have been able to justify in my mind and in verbally a little bit of overkill. But man, whenever you go at somebody, no matter if it's retaliation, no matter if it's drugs involved, no matter what, you're on that person's property. All right, so you trespassing, and I don't care what state it is, to stand your ground. If that person lay you down before you could lay him down, then you probably deserved it. So I'm not, no, I see it as completely justified. Completely justified.
Well,
Los?
The story I read, I guess the article I read, some of the guys were down the street, correct? So I guess when they shot at the house, they weren't trying to rob him, the guy who shot them, were they?
Well, that part I just don't know. I really don't know.
That's the part. Yeah, I'm kind of confused on that part.
I read at least 4 stories, and I couldn't figure that part out.
Yeah, that's what I was. It's a hole when it comes to who were they actually trying to rob. Now, if they were trying to rob him and shot at his house, now yes, justified. But if they weren't robbing him and you come out and just shooting some kids down the street, you know what I'm saying? Now I don't agree with kids robbing out here and all that. Now you rob with a gun, you know, yes, you probably gonna get shot. But if I come out and I hear some shots outside and I see some kids running and they ain't robbed me, I'm not busting their head. Okay. Now if you try to rob me, I'm definitely shooting at you, trying to kill every last one of y'all because I don't know if you're gonna come back or not.
Listen, I want to ask you a question. Look, if we leaving the club, let's say we leaving the club, and you park somewhere else. Me and Aldo rode together. You park somewhere else, and you see some dudes in the alley, and they're like, yeah, we about to go get this nigga Aldo and Raj. You're not gonna shoot.
That's y'all. That's y'all. But that's y'all though.
Wow. Well, that's what I'm saying. So you don't know who this was to that person.
Maybe they're neighbors.
Yeah, like this. Okay, that makes sense.
Because people do be wanting to protect their neighbors. Like, you remember I told y'all this story before. Like, when I first moved into my current crib, I was at the job one day, and I got a call from my neighbors, and they was like, hey, man, do you know somebody named so-and-so, whatever? And I was like, nah. And it was like, oh, because they in your backyard right now saying they know you. And then the dude took off running. And I called the cops. And what had happened was the cops came and everything was whatever. It's a crazy story. But long story short, my neighbor heard some racket in my backyard, heard a glass getting broke, and then stood up by the fence. It was an older white lady. And she said, hey, do you know the person who lives here? And the dude was like, yeah. He's like, well, what's his name? And dude didn't know. He's like, what's your name? And the dude didn't say that. She's like, well, I'm on the phone right now with the homeowner. And she was like, and I got this 45 with me. This, I swear to God on everything. Man. She told him, and I got this 45 with me. And she said the nigga just took off running, like out the yard. Like
I need to get to know my neighbors.
She was ready to splatter him, like just because that's my neighborhood.
That makes
like,
sense. Though. Yeah.
So some people like that about their neighborhood. So a crazy thing about it is, and not even crazy, but I'm just putting this out there: the shooter and the suspects were all black. Would it have made a difference if it was like a white dude or a Hispanic dude who killed them 3 black boys? And then, I mean, not that it would have made a difference, but do you think the outpour? Do you think the outpour would have been more? Like,
yes, I do.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think that it would be. I still feel the same way that I feel. You know how I think that they got a certain amount of dancing that we got to do. Like we can't, you can't just go on that white man property and make yourself into a martyr and get killed, and then we supposed to feel bad for you. Like nah.
So Joe Horn is
dance a little bit.
Joe Horn, y'all remember the Joe Horn story? He's the example. It happened in Houston, and it was the 2 or 3 Hispanic boys were robbing his neighbor with not guns. They were just in the house, like trying to steal from the house. And he came out. He saw them robbing the neighbors, and he shot them in the back while they were running away. And
I remember
that story to me was always like, yeah, they were doing wrong, but you don't kill people robbing your neighbors. That's like, I wouldn't want that woman to have killed that dude in my backyard. Now, I felt like, I love the fact that she was like, but when he took off running, if she would have shot him in his back while he was running in my yard, I would have felt a way about that. I'm not to say that I would have been mad. I would have felt a way about it. I don't know.
What if he was running away with you? What if he was running away with your brand new iPod?
Then I'm okay. You know what? I'm okay. Listen, I know how guns work. I would love if people were all marksmen and they could shoot him in his leg and that man could still live and whatever. But I know how guns work. If you're going to shoot center mass and try to take somebody out.
Yeah.
So if he running away with something and she shot him, then that's fine. But if he's just running away without anything in his hands, like, I don't know.
But I'm not mad if because I feel like you tried to rob me. Like I guess for me, I don't know any of my neighbors, so I don't really have anything attached to them. I need to get this. I'm
you
learning
ain't busting
now.
for none of them.
Somebody.
You ain't busting. For none of them.
I ain't close to nobody over here like that. I do need to start giving my number out because that makes plenty of sense. But what I'm saying is, like, if she would have shot that man, my neighbor, shoot somebody trying to rob my house, I'm perfectly okay with it because I don't know what that man, I don't know what his intent was. I don't know if he's gonna come back. I don't know. So if you shoot and kill him, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Lunch on me.
I don't know. Just the whole idea of killing somebody is just tough, man. Like these young men in Georgia who got killed. Listen, some people are trying to make them out to be martyrs. They had guns. It was 4 a.m. on a Monday morning. Yeah. 16 and 15-year-olds. Why are you not asleep, ready to go to school? Why are you robbing people with masks on your face and shooting at their house? You can't really give me any kind of rationale as to why we should think that that's a problem for them to get killed. Like, you can't. Like,
I mean, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but you can't tell me why they shouldn't have got. You playing that game that ultimately leads to that kind of result, and you can't. Yeah. Anybody who's sitting back and saying, "Oh man, it was fucked up." Yeah, the situation was, but not shooting them boys. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. And it's crazy because they had the "If They Gun Me Down" pictures. Y'all remember that phenomenon? They used to have a hashtag like "If They Gun Me Down," like, and it was black men like posting pictures. It was like actually a funny social media, which is wild that it's funny. But it was like a social media, one of them things where people were putting that picture that the cops would use if they killed me. Raj, I remember me and you talking about this a while back.
Oh.
And I found a picture of you like with like some braids and a hoodie. And it was like, if they gun me down, that's the picture they're going to use.
They're going to use that.
They did do it to them 3 boys. They had them over there throwing up gang signs, flipping people off, whatever else. I mean, that is kind of how they went out, though. They went out like that, man. I hate to see it, man. But you get what you get in these streets, man. It's tough. It's tough, man.
You go over there trying to rob somebody with a gun and mask,
You shoot. Once you start shooting, you're not playing no more, though.
No. It get real.
Big Perm not playing by this money. Okay, anyway. So they had obviously the worst week of their short lives. Who had the worst week of anybody last week, man. I got two options, man. So I'm gonna let y'all two debate on this. Who had a worse week, man? AB or 6ix9ine, man? I don't know. Los, you let me know, man.
I think it had to be AB, man. I mean, AB just lost 40 mil in the course of a few weeks. A couple of weeks. Last week, he lost another 9 from the Patriots. And the week before that, he lost, 30 from the Raiders. He lost 40 mil, man. I mean, all 6ix9ine doing is losing streak cred that he really didn't have. Didn't nobody think he was no hard gangster. So, he trying to save his life. He had a bad year, but he had the worst week.
Raj, you agree?
No, I think definitely. I think Tekashi 6ix9ine has lost his not only his ability to make money, but his ability to live. Because what I'm hearing is the witness protection plan type stuff, and whatnot. But we know him. How y'all gonna put Tekashi 6ix9ine in a witness protection plan with all them tattoos and yellow and green hair? Like, come on, bro. Like that. Like, he can't even live his life comfortably no more.
You crazy? Ain't nobody killing that man, boy. It's dudes walking around the hood every day that been snitching all their life, dog, and they know you snitching. So he gonna be all right, man.
They're also not very popular rappers. Like, this dude easy to spot.
Yes, like, and that's why you can't kill him, no, Rod. You can't kill him because of that. Because if you go and kill that little dude right now, somebody go kill him, even if he get out, right? And the world is okay with snitches. They got dudes in the hood who snitch all the time, popular or not. Ain't nobody running around trying to about to kill that little dude.
Well, I get you. I heard T.I. say that exact thing that you're saying, that people run around the hood all the time and he'll be all right snitching.
In the barbershop
but I don't agree with that, though. Because I think it makes a difference who you snitch on. He's snitching on these 9 Trey Bloods. I don't know who these are. These could just be some regular run-of-the-mill little gangbangers in a little neighborhood. But I feel like potentially it might not be. And I feel like the fact that he was out there trolling and talking all that shit to everybody who would listen when he was whatever. I don't know. It just depends on what type of life he tries to live when he gets out. Like, if he...
But they didn't kill him then.
Yeah.
They didn't kill him while he was out and free.
Because he had the backing of those people.
But even when they pulled back, though, they was like, all right, he done. Nobody murked him then. You know what I'm saying? And even my thing is, even if you do murk him, whoever, like, it's going to bring way more heat than already on your little gang organization anyway.
I did read the police report from, like, when they, or listen to the audio of when they kidnapped him out the car. They was going to kill him that night. Like,
no, when he ran out of
they was going to kill him. They was, like, talking to the driver, like, nah, we just going to talk to him. We just going to talk to him and all kind of shit. And they snatched him out the car. They said they took him to a little place and was going to murk him, and he just so happened to get out the car and take off running while they was doing something else because he knew him, but they was trying, like, they went in his house and was, like, taking all this. Anyway, like, I don't know. It's, like, I think that he can, the witness protect, the hair thing, Raj, he could go do something with his hair. That's easy. This is the tattoos
on his
damn
face.
face.
Tattoos on his face.
That's the tough one.
And I don't think he want to do nothing with his hair.
Mm-hmm.
He can wear makeup.
I think he crazy like that, bro. Like, I really think it. What I like about the whole situation is I like that the internet will forever be undefeated in this situation.
Oh man, that boy told on found where's Waldo.
Man,
bro. I saw so many of them, but the best one that I saw was Your Honor. But Bob the Builder not even a licensed contractor.
That's funny. No, they had a lot. They had a lot of them that was killing me this week. I was crying at a lot of them, man. They was like, they said, but Daryl burned down Cheryl's she shed. That man told who burnt down the she shed, dog. I said, God damn, dog. I was about to make one that said, Keeson Tate did. I mean, what is his name? Keeson, man, y'all don't watch Ballers?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He did. He
shot that gun, man. I was gonna make that one, but I decided, what's his name? Keeson Tate? Keeson something.
Keeson something.
I can't remember his name.
But y'all watched the last episode, man. That's wild. I know social media ain't really got out there behind it, but man, that last episode, whew. Y'all ain't watch it yet?
I haven't seen it.
Whew. Man, the shit got super real quick. Yeah. Go watch it.
Really fast.
Well, this is the last season.
Yeah.
So it's supposed
they only got 3 more episodes left, and yeah, man, that gunplay.
Yeah.
It got real in that next episode. So
that boy was tripping.
So go check that thing out, man. But so yeah, man, both of them boys had bad weeks, and both of them boys was all over the internet, man. So another cat that had a good week, man. I just want to talk about one other sports figure. Is they right now NBA draft executives are saying that LaMelo Ball is potentially a top 3 pick in the NBA draft, and for all the hating that everybody did about LaMelo Ball, I just think it's live. Cause you know never lost. You know I'm Team LaVar.
Never lost.
So
yeah.
I don't know. What's your thoughts on
well, I'm kind of beefing with LaVar, bro, after he called his son damaged goods on the little show.
He did. Clown.
Facebook
and Lonzo didn't know how to.
Nah.
He said Lonzo told him something like, all right, you good, you got it. He said, what?
He said, you got it, man. Don't tell me I got it, man.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Son, if I wasn't doing if I wasn't doing all the stuff I'm doing, you're just gonna be another regular ball player. They're gonna say, he just damaged goods.
That's what he told him. He wild on them. That was
told his son that. He disrespectful. I mean, I know you want Big Baller Brand to go because you need something to do, but god damn. I mean, if you want my money, that ain't the way to get it from me, Daddy. I ain't gonna lie. Don't call me damaged goods, though, Pop. On TV, too? Nah.
That's pretty bad.
But
I mean, he in Australia right now in the NBL. That's what they call it. For the plan for the Hawks out there. But they say preseason he putting up some numbers. So I don't know, man.
I think so. You know, they got a such thing. They got people that talk about maturity, and I just when I watch him play basketball, when I watch LaMelo play basketball, I just don't. I think that's a testament to how good he is. That he just clown a lot, but I also think that I hope that he get his mind right. That boys in the NBA not about to play with him like that. Like you could do that in the Drew League, you could do that at Chino Hills, you can do that in Australia to a certain extent. But you're not gonna be able to clown like that and just take, point at the half court line and take threes and stuff. You're not gonna be able to do all of that once you get to the league. They don't fly like that. But vote of confidence from Lonzo Ball, who did say that LaMelo is better than him. Like he was like, LaMelo at this point is better than me. And LaMelo is actually taller than him. So if you don't know, Lonzo Ball is 6'6". LaMelo is probably around 6'7" right now, and he like dunking hard. So and he played point guard, and he's really, I ain't gonna lie, he really is good. So I don't know a lot of the prospects out right now. I just know they don't have no Zion Williamson. In this coming draft, I don't believe so. So yeah, I think for sure in a draft where I don't really know many people.
Okay, so let me just say this:
he could be number one.
I think that watching them, I think Raj. I'll just say this because I want to make a point to say this. A couple of years ago, when I first saw Chino Hills play, and they were on TV on ESPN, and he was a freshman, and Lonzo was a senior, and Jello was a junior. I was watching it, and I was like, all right. They shooting the ball from half court and they just cherry picking the whole game. This is wild, and they scored a lot of points. But we do have to remember that was a high school coach's philosophy on what it was. I remember hating it because I was like, man, this is what Steph Curry turned basketball into. Just jack that thing up from wherever and like fast break the whole time, whatever. But I was like, that's somebody's coach is letting them do that, and those are children, and we got to remember that this is 5 years ago. So when you're talking about pointing that half court and him shooting that three. That was for Chino Hills. He hasn't played for Chino Hills in like 3 years. He's played in Lithuania. He's played for that Spire Academy, and now he's playing in the NBL. And none of the tape that I've seen on LaMelo Ball in the last like year or two is what you're talking about. The Drew League stuff, yeah, flashy, doing whatever, but the rest of it is kind of just very good no-look passes, very solid, like driving to the basket and kick. Dunks, like everything you said, like he's very good. Like and his game isn't as crazy as it was when he was 15. Like
it's
you know
mature.
What I mean? The 19-year-old iteration of him is a lot better. So I would challenge you to go watch a tape of or some video of LaMelo, because if you think you know how he play, then you don't really know how he play.
No, I've seen
now,
it.
cue up that music for nothing nice to say.
Nothing nice to say.
You know they say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Aldo nice.
Ain't nothing nice. Yeah.
Okay, so all of y'all know I used to be a classroom teacher a few years back, and I legit got all types of stories of struggle and perseverance, heartache and accomplishment, failure and success. I mean, sometimes I sit back and think about my former students, and it makes me extremely proud. I see boys playing in the NFL. Young men with clothing lines, college degrees, pleasure fraternities. Others throwing wild stripper parties for their birthday. Shout out, this podcast brought to you by Hellcat Marley. That boy P.I. out here living the dream. But I've also seen the other side of it. You know what I mean? Melvin, Taylor, Torian, all doing life bid for murder charges in these elite streets. And R.I.P. John Holmes, man. He was gunned down on Christmas Day in 2016 for trying to rob some items out of a truck. Not so dissimilar to the story we talked about earlier in the pod. It could go a lot of ways with young people. But what I like to do is remember them as they were as kids, with their whole lives ahead of them and endless possibilities. With all that being said, I want to go off on a little bit of a tangent. I remember this one kid in particular when I first started teaching. He was the only white boy in a school full of minority students, so I bet you could guess his socioeconomic standing. The little homie used to come to school dirty. I mean, like dirty, like filthy, like funky and dirty. Like filthy every day. And I remember this one day in particular when the kids was being jerk-ass kids, and they drew a blue line with an expo marker down the middle of his back. And that boy came to school for the next week with the same blue line down the back of his uniform shirt. That was one of the most fucked up things I could think of, just for kids to do that. But I remember chastising the other kids who were laughing at him and bringing him to the office to get him some new units and whatnot. I remember another kid. He came to our school from New Orleans in the middle of the year, and he wanted to play basketball. He was 6'3" in the 7th grade, so shit, I got him out there. But he was out there with one busted pair of size 15 sneakers, and I mean, he wasn't doing too hot. So I went to Marshall's and copped him some LeBrons for the low. I mean, once you're a size 15, you can get LeBrons for $15 and shit like that. So, all that to say, I hate when kids are doing bad, and I love the energy of people that decide to help them out. So this story brought a smile to my face when I heard about a Memphis high school freshman who was being bullied by the student who was wearing the same clothes every day. And 2 football players gifted him with new attire. First of all, shout out to Antoine Garrett and Christopher Graham for helping out the probably only white kid, potentially, at Martin Luther King Jr. College Preparatory School in Memphis. If you want to see the story, it's not hard to find. The kids were on Ellen this week, like national TV. And Will Smith came out and gifted the kids with $10,000 each and new clothes and shoes from New Balance. Bruh, all of this is great, and I love it. I love what's happening for these good Samaritan kids. But then I saw the original video, and I have questions. Who was recording them giving the stuff to the kids at school? And why was they recording? And was they just doing it for the gram? Why does every good act have to be televised or put on social media? I'm dead ass serious. Like, people go and give money to homeless people, but they got to have a video of them doing it. Isn't it mad embarrassing for the kid who getting helped or the homeless person you helping on the side of the street? I mean, all of these stories just kind of looks like, what are your motives for doing it? Look, I'm all for people helping people, especially kids helping kids. But I ain't got nothing nice to say about trying to go viral for doing good deeds that you should be doing anyway. So I won't say nothing at all. And I'm going to tell y'all who the king of that is to me. Not the king. It's not the king. I'm not even going to do that. But I saw James Harden recently with that too. Like, he was somewhere in Haiti or somewhere, right? And he was giving people, and they, like, I always question. Now, if people catch you doing good deeds,
that's different.
Then that's different. But if you got a cameraman with you to show people you doing good deeds, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, it's a guy on Instagram, fat something. I don't know, I forgot his name. But he does that. He a little rapper. I guess he popular with 50 Cent and all them people. But he does it all the time. He got people showing him giving money to the homeless, giving $100 bills, which is all good. I mean, okay, cool. But I don't think you should be having somebody walk around with you and putting it on Instagram every time you do that. Or even anytime you do that. If somebody catch you doing it, cool. But I don't think you should film every time you do a good act or a good deed. It's almost selfish and shallow to me.
What's the Drake video where he gave out all the money?
God's plan.
Okay, so I don't know. Did we feel the same way about God's plan? Because I'm thinking about this as I'm talking. I don't remember feeling the same way. I don't remember feeling like he was doing it for the gram. I don't know why I didn't feel that way.
This should already be a podcast feeling that Drake can do no wrong.
Yeah, okay. Just maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
Let's say it. Can the church say amen?
Yeah. We right. I mean, there's a lot of rappers I might have looked at that and been like, "Oh, that man, like, why you gotta?" But for Drake, it just felt I don't know. Maybe they filmed it
and
in such a way
too, like,
that it was like people was following him, like he didn't know he was. Drake didn't know the cameras was there. He didn't know.
And he's just doing it.
He was just doing it, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. I got a problem with a lot of things. I don't have a problem with those kids giving them the stuff. I just have a problem. Like, why do we have to video that?
Well, I'm not mad at the kid. I get it's kid. That's their culture nowadays. Everything on the gram, everything video.
Okay.
That's their culture nowadays. So I'm not really mad at the children for that.
Okay.
But adults doing it, like you said, when somebody's giving a homeless person, why are you filming that? You giving that man $5 or $10 or $20, whatever you're giving them. Why are you filming it? You know what I mean? Like, as teachers, I'm sure you've done way more than what you stated just now. We do that all the time, almost on a daily basis. Yes. So, we could have a whole Instagram page full of that crap. I mean, it ain't crap, but full of that. You know what I mean? So
me helping out the students I work, I teach, right?
Yeah, you're gonna do it out the goodness of your heart, man. You do that all the time, So I don't think you should be fair.
Absolutely, man. But hey, look, we gave y'all a little bit of an extended clip, not super long, but we gave y'all a good size podcast this week. I want to just make sure we run this back. What we told y'all last week, the Saints was gonna win. Ooh, boy, Today in company won. Now we get the Cowboys this week. I mean,
yeah, it's a big one, Bo.
I would love, I'm just gonna say this: if you're from Louisiana and you're like, I'm hyped. LSU beat UT. Oh yeah, the Saints beat the Texans. Oh yeah, Tulane beat U of H. Louisiana just run Texas, and then you vote going for the Cowboys this week. You are whole clown.
Out here.
You are a whole clown. You a whole clown if you're going for the Cowboys. Anyway, but I mean, it is what it is. We playing with house money right now, and I'm excited. I was very excited last week, all week excited. I'm super excited this week. Go watch my Saints on Sunday, man. Get ready for that one. It's gonna be
at the new spot. We going to the new spot.
Oh yeah, we got the new spot. I'm not telling too many people out here where we watching the games at now because they be doing second lines. No. It be going down. That's our spot,
Food
baby.
Be pretty good.
That's our spot, baby.
Got a front row seat. Everybody can sit down. They got the volume and they play the Saints game on every TV.
Yeah, it's a different vibe. I mean, they're gonna do that no matter where we go this week because it's Sunday Night Football. But hey, it is what it is, man. Listen, we appreciate you guys kicking it with us once more. I want to make sure that we once again remind y'all guys to enjoy your weekend and make it a best friend weekend. And we will see you next week. We out.
All my badass bitches pay attention. These broke ass, flogging ass niggas off limits. It's time to wake up. It's time to go and get it. Tricking these niggas every day is on a mission. I'ma show you bitches how to pimp a nigga. Make him think you love him, take his money, then you dip on niggas. Rule 1. Never ever ever fall in love with some dick that you met up in the club. Rule 2. Remember that the nigga chose you. Now you got him where you want him at, boo. Tell him it's first round, daddy, water on me, and make a nigga feel like a motherfucker pee. Help him to understand that the pussy ain't free. Got that quality control, good pussy ain't cheap. Niggas love when you talk to him ratchet. If he got a check, then his fantasy can happen in a room full of hoes. You don't beat him, add him. Got the blueprint to a nigga pocket in his pants.
Damn.
Take me back to what I could get for that check.
A room full of hoes.
A room full of
If he got a check, then his fantasy could happen in a room full of hoes.
So like my whole fantasy and a room full of
That's a lot.
But what if my fantasy I can't perform in front of all them people?
Oh my bad. I'm sorry. Shit, I really can't read. It said if he got a check, then his fantasy draft can happen in a room full of hoes.
Oh, that's even better. But I don't know. No, I don't know. Both of them are pretty good options. My fantasy and my fantasy draft could happen.
Lord.
That's intense. Hey man.
I mean, if I do have to do a fantasy draft, I wouldn't mind it being in the room like that.